ladies and gentlemen, CaptainShack here, and welcome to another Space Engineers mod spotlight. We finally got a Stormtrooper character model. Oh, thank God. If you guys know, I've done a ton of machinima-style Star Wars videos inside the Space Engineers engine, and I've been asking since the very first one for somebody to make a Stormtrooper model. I'm kind of skinny, aren't I? Or no, I guess that looks all right. That looks pretty good. He's a little skinny Stormtrooper. But yeah, totally have Stormtrooper armor now. This guy is the same dude who made us the awesome Mass Effect character models of recently, has produced this fella. There's his name. Was it Tao's Workshop. Check him out. He's got a ton of really cool stuff, but if you're looking for a Stormtrooper character model or any of the Mass Effect ones, and the Mass Effect ones are fantastic. I showed them off in the last live stream. Highly recommend you check them out. But today, we're gonna be looking at a couple of Star Wars mods. Well, actually, just one really big one, and then builds from Perfect Blinky that he's recently put together. Now, I don't think these are live yet. I could be mistaken, but they will be soon if they're not already. Pretty fantastic vanilla Star Wars build. So let's get into it. One thing I have to note, this version of the Stormtrooper, this is his first one he's made. I bet he makes more. Maybe one with a jetpack on it would be really sweet. Like, what is it, the Assault Trooper? What we need, though, is jetpack, because I don't have one. If you turn your jetpack on with this model, yeah, you kind of just float there. Let's run over here. We'll switch back out to the normal Space Engineer. Well, no helmet, that's fine. There we go. Now we can fly around. So let's open the big doors. Now you're probably saying, Shaq, is that an X-Wing over there? It is an X-Wing. This is from Perfect Blinky. I plan on recording some stuff with him, so I'm not gonna go too much into depth with his new builds, but he's gone in and made some really sweet stuff. He's got working X-Wings, snow speeders. I think he's working on TIE fighters right now. They're just, they look so good. They even open and the weapons do work. But that's the problem with Space Engineers when you're making Star Wars builds, is that that's not Star Wars, right? Now there is a great X-Wing weapon mod, but the rest of the weapon mods are really kind of crappy. Let's go ahead and shut her down. Shut her down? No, you're not gonna shut her down? Right then, I'm hitting the power button and it's not shutting down, so we're just gonna leave you right there. Let's run over to the big doors, because I know you guys are wondering what's inside there. But yeah, the weapon mods, the Star Wars ones, kinda really. I mean, they don't have character models, they don't actually have models for them, or the sound effects are really messed up, or they haven't been upgraded to DirectX 11. They're not very useful. So today, on the front page of my followed authors page, I found, and I will show you guys, actually maybe on the front page as of now, a kick-ass weapon mod, and I'll bring up the page in just a second. First, more Perfect Blinky vanilla builds. These are vanilla builds, by the way, except for the weapons that I've kind of haphazardly slapped on. So if you see really ugly weapon attachments like this, or the turret on top I don't think is actually that bad. That was my doing so we could test out some of these mods. But yeah, these models are fantastic. Of course, I can't just show his builds off without me royally screwing them up. They'll have a proper spotlight in another video. But let's go ahead and take a look at let's go back to the workshop. The main weapon pack, Star Wars, oh there it is, front page now. Star Wars Weapons and More, DirectX 11 update. He's using the Orb Cockpit, that's gotten a DirectX 11 update as well, not from the same author. I just want you guys to know that if you are using the Orb Cockpit for your TIE Fighter builds, it has gotten a, not the original author, but somebody else went in and made it DirectX 10 compatible. So it's no longer that weird kind of grayish finish to it. But this is the mod we're going to be looking at. It adds a ton of new weapons. Now, I believe this is based off a previous Star Wars weapon mod that I used to use. The issue with that one was, though, if you use the concussion missile launchers, I think any of the missile launchers or torpedo launchers, it would crash your game. That has now been fixed. Also, they have pseudo-custom models. I believe this isn't a custom model. I think this was already in a mod pack. I'm not sure. But yeah, let's jump into this Y-Wing right here, or Y-Wing, this A-Wing, fly out here and give it a go. So we've got the Clone Trooper Gatling cannons. What the hell? Oh my God. What is it doing? Oh, I have no idea. That was really weird. It just decided it was gonna flop over. I don't think I have that equipped. I don't. Yes, I do. Very weird. Let's equip all this stuff. All right. There she is. I broke one of them off, but the Clone Trooper, it actually shoots the blue lasers. It's not supposed to be the hand cannon, which is kind of weird, but there are no Space Engineer hand weapons in this pack. It's all ship-based weapons. Here's the blue turbo lasers on the top. Now, what I see doing with these is making ship turrets with them. Put them on a couple of rotors, right? The box turrets, like the one back there in the background you can see outside the Rebel supply base that has been captured by the Empire that I've built. And then attaching these on the rotors so you can actually spin it all the way around. And I actually have that platform on a rotor, but not on a vertical one. But I just wanted to show you guys these weapons, not going too deep into the builds. There's your Rebel turbo laser that you'd have on like a Mon-Cal MC-80. Let's shut this thing down. It's way too noisy. Let's jump into the Y-Wing. This one has some of the new, what are these? Proton torpedo launchers, right? Concussion missile launchers. That's what I put on this. Bring the systems online. Kick on out. Now that top laser is actually a small laser turret. I'm banging off of everything. Let's test it out. Oh, it's so much better. This used to instantly crash your game too, when you'd use the old version. Oh, it's great. If you're trying to do a Star Wars build, like that's the sound effect you're looking for. And then of course you've got the turret on top. Now I'm gonna go and show you guys all the weapons in the list. I'm not gonna spotlight every one of them because there's so many in here. Where's our turret? That's the Millennium Falcon cannon turret on top. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, pop one of these on the top and the bottom of a Falcon build, or build one yourself. Yeah, buddy. All right, let's drop out of that. I love this model from Perfect. I mean, it's so good for vanilla. It looks really good. I kind of think it looks better than mine. Mine was heavily modded. Let's just land it here. All right, so those are some of the small ones. Let's pop out, and I'll show you how large the list is for these weapons. There you go. Every one of these custom images is a new weapon. Everything from, I know these look like hand weapons, but they're not. They're actually small ship. Like I'll slap one on. Like, let's just get rid of that. Let's go ahead and slap this on front here. Like that's supposed to be the Naboo, like, Old Republic blaster, which has that really weird sound effect. You mostly see Amidala using it, I believe, in the first movie. There we go. Let's turn the systems back on. There you go. So if you're making like a Naboo starfighter, that'd be what you'd want to use. Oh, it's such a weird sound effect. Kind of cool though. Go ahead and bring her down. One of those sleek looking Naboo fighters. Slap a couple of those on there and then have them fire in an alternative pattern so you get that you get a faster fire rate. Totally see that. You have to use a timer block to get that to work though. Let's see what else we got. There's just so much on here. Let's go out to the orbital platform where we've got a Star Destroyer, and we'll take a look at some of the larger weapons, because there's just so much here. Well, goodbye, Rebel Outpost. And hello through the cloud layer. You'll know it when we get close. Got a couple of ships out here. Flip this around. We've got a Nebulon-B that has just recently arrived. Maybe we'll do some pop shots toward that. And then we've got our Star Destroyer. It's actually just a defense platform because it had an A-Wing fly through the bridge and it had to be retired. We're just not gonna bother repairing it. Now here's one of the issues that I have with this mod. I mean, I love the fact that we have custom models, at least have models that don't look like traditional Space Engineer weapons. But one of the issues that I have is there's no real middle ground with these when it comes to the turrets and the cannons. Like, look how big this is. Right? Like, I'm gonna set all of these weapons to fire right now, and you guys can see what the effect looks like, and then we'll try to put it on a Star Destroyer that is what I call a adequate size for Space Engineers that won't cause any type of slowdown in the game, right? Not too much, especially if you plan on using it in any type of combat situation. But if you get bigger than that, even with a good rig, you're probably gonna start running into some issues. Now, but we'll go into the sizes in just a second. Let's turn on all these cannons at once. Now, one of the issues that I had with the other former mods were if you had a lot of weapons firing at once, it made this horrific sound. That has kind of been fixed. Shoot on. Like, look at that. So you got your 4 cannons up front and then your versions of the turrets in the back. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and shut them down. I do love the fire effect. We got some really cool battles with this. Off. Shoot them at... They all use the same sound effect. No, they don't. See, there's the Rebel Heavy Blaster. And then you got red turbo laser. Different color, different sound effect. All right. So, but here's the issue that I have, right? So there's your cannons. And then here's your turrets. Notice how big they are. Like, they are massive. Now here's the mini Star Destroyer. Of course it's not to scale, but you don't want to do anything to scale when it comes to a Star Destroyer in Space Engineers. It won't be usable. And this is one of those cannons. I had to build it into the side of the ship just to make it look somewhat in place, right? Okay, well, then you get to the turrets. Now, the turrets come in two sizes. They come into that size over there, giant, enormous cannon size, which you can see moving around, and then they come in this size. I mean, that's a huge discrepancy in scale. There's no just like block size turret. I mean, even for Space Engineers, if you're gonna base it off of, which is what I would base it off of, because that's what everybody's builds are gonna be based off. You're looking at Space Engineers sizes. For weapons, you get the missile launcher, and then you get the traditional turret, right? Now that's what I would have made the size for the turret. I would have made it at least that large, and then maybe a barrel that goes out too. Or maybe just that size, but give it a very Star Wars flavor. So that's my big complaint with it, is that if you're gonna make turrets that make sense for a ship this size, maybe even a little bit bigger, you're still gonna need to custom build the turrets themselves, which means they have to be manually controlled or heavily controlled by a script of some kind. But it's still really legit. So here's what I say we do. I say we take control of this derelict Star Destroyer, and we start sending it toward the rebel ship over there. We'll load that thing down with weapons, and we'll just destroy that Nebulon-B. Yeah, we actually already have weapons on this, so we should be set. Let's go destroy a Nebulon-B medical frigate, because we're the Empire, and we do what we want. All right, let's take full command of this battle station. Oh, there's one other weapon that I wanted to show that I haven't been able to place just yet. We might be able to place it, and that is the Death Star mini laser. Where is it? Death Star. There it is. We've got the Death Star, and then we also have the hypervelocity cannon. Now, the hypervelocity cannon ends up being just a turret, which was a little disappointing, because you think hypervelocity gun, especially from Empire War, you're thinking that cannon that shoots from the surface of a planet and blows up a Star Destroyer in orbit, right? Or a Rebel cruiser in orbit. Well, in this one, I don't think I've actually fired this one yet. Let's give it a go. Here we go. Firing hypervelocity cannon in 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's actually really cool. And now I want to make like a cluster of them as a planetary defense platform and try to shoot a Star Destroyer out of the sky. That may have to be a video all on its own. Let me know in the comments below if you guys would like to see that. Fire the hypervelocity cannon! We must defend the planet. Oh, that is legit. That is legit. All right, well, that's cute. That's when you were talking about Star Destroyers. Let's talk about Death Stars. I'm gonna go into spectator mode, and then what we'll do is we'll go down here. I haven't been able to place that. Holy shit! I haven't been able to place this because of how large it is. Oh. How do I even? We need a bigger platform. Oh man. Oh, we got Death Star. We got. Okay, now we've got a platform. I couldn't place it before, and now I understand why. The bounding box is huge. I still can't place it. All right, let's go. Let's go out. Let's just take it way, like 800 blocks. There's 400 blocks this way. And then, where's our, there she is. Okay, oh, she's gonna let me do it. I don't think we're gonna have. What? I guess he couldn't animate the firing, so he just added it there. Oh my, we gotta fire it. We gotta fire it now. This whole platform, by the way, has thrusters and gyroscopes to keep it from moving. And I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna use them. Better yet. We've changed our plan, guys. We were gonna use the Star Destroyer to take on that Nebulon, but now I wanna use the Death Star to take out the Star Destroyer. So let's put our target right here. If this crashes and the video just randomly ends, you guys know that the Star Destroyer was just too much. Too much. All right. Actually, better yet, let's do it this way. Let's do it so we can actually aim it. Oh, this is gonna be ridiculous. I'm making an aiming platform, and then we're gonna sit down the length of it and fire. Like that. All right, now this thing has a gyroscope, and it has a bunch of thrusters in every direction. It's just gonna be really hard to move it. And I wonder if it has like a power requirement. Oh, we have to teleport ourselves over. I wonder if it has a power requirement to fire the, it should. If it doesn't, maybe he just hasn't gotten around to it. All right, activate mini Death Star super laser beam of death. We want weapons and tools, actually. Oh my goodness, we can. We can throw it on here. All right, we now have, you may find that this battle station is fully operational. Now, all you guys are like, shoot it to the planet, Shack. I really highly doubt this thing would destroy a planet, just the way planets are put into the game. But here we go. This is the mini version, the mini Death Star super laser. Fire! Oh, shit! The damage was minimal. Fire! Oh, it's still reloading. But look at the force it inflicts. It just shot a Star Destroyer 100 meters. Fire! Oh, I can't fire it again. It has a really slow cooldown, which makes sense. Let's see the damage it did. All right, we hit the top of the hull. This is heavy armor, by the way. Where did we hit? Oh, there's where we hit. We blew through 1, 2, 3, 4 decks of heavy armor. We blew through the whole thing, actually. It blew a hole in it, as it should. Look at the, oh man. It's too bad. This would be perfectly paired with that. There's a mod that has a structural integrity system, like scripted into the game, where the more damage you do to subcomponents and whatnot, eventually the ship will just explode. That would be perfect with this mod, if you were going to use it. Now, this weapons mod isn't actually balanced for survival. He says he's not even sure if it'll work for survival yet. I think he's still just getting all the weapons down before he bothers with it. I really hope we're going to fire the laser again. Fire the laser! Actually, let's see it from third person. All right, here we go. I really hope he does go for the full survival, like make this stuff buildable, make it cost a certain amount of resources. All right, here we go. Firing. Oh, we're going to miss, aren't we? The laser. Oh, shit. Where did that beam go? Oh, no. Somewhere, somebody's gonna have a bad day when that thing lands. But yeah, make all this stuff buildable in survival, and then imagine a server, right? With the proper weapons that are all put into the game that have a balance to them. And then, like, having a clan come together and build the Star Destroyer. If only the multiplayer code was out and could handle that many people. And that's what we're all waiting for, I think. Can we fire again? Not yet. All right. Well, for anybody who's still stuck around the video, I know it's been kind of random and all over the place. I didn't have a whole lot of time to get this set up today, but we're going to take the Star Destroyer over and engage this Nebulon-B, which I believe we need to set to like a pirate faction and give it a couple of weapons of its own. But let's just call this a hospital ship so it doesn't fire back. Because this thing is also heavy armor. And it's actually quite large. We're going to swap this over to, gotta teleport to it again. Can't get into a seat check in spectator mode, it doesn't work that way. Grab up this ship and switch it over to a new faction. We'll call it the Space Pirate faction. There we go. Now it's hostile to everyone because they're rebel scum and they must be destroyed. I would shoot it with this Death Star, the mini Death Star, but it's pointing totally the wrong way, and it would take us an age and a half to turn the thing. And I couldn't mount it on the Star Destroyer because obviously it's just way too big. It has to have a nice flat surface for it. Though I think if he needs to balance that if he does go survival and make it have a very high power requirement. Bring all weapon systems online. Oh, that was breaking them all offline. Can we actually turn this beast? Does she have... This? It's not the main cockpit. Could we make it the main cockpit? Apparently not. Why can't we make this the main cockpit? All right, well, I have a solution to all of this. I guess my server has bugged out with controlling the ship itself. So what we'll do is, we'll just move it into range and deploy the damn thing and see if these weapons will engage. Now, I'm using the smaller TIE turrets because those are the only ones that would really fit its scale. Let's see what happens. Get her into a good position. We may even put some torpedoes on here because I don't think I put any torpedoes on it. Proton. There she goes. Oh my god, that's noisy. I'm gonna back away for a second and turn my speakers down. I hadn't tried this yet. There we go. Open fire! I think we still have a normal weapon on board. Yeah, we do. Let's get rid of you. So imagine like flying in an X-Wing or a Y-Wing, right? Trying to take out its subsystems and having that kind of firepower levied on you. Bits and pieces falling off. The damage on the Nebulon, That's pretty substantial. It's doing that thing in Space Engineers that it does. It's drilling through the ship. So let's take you guys off. We need more firepower. We need torpedo launchers. Proper ones. We need concussion missile launcher turret or heavy concussion missile launcher turret. Now we're talking. All right. Concussion missile launcher turrets. You guys gonna blow each other up? Probably. Probably. See what happens, though. Let's teleport over here. We have to claim it and make it part of the ship, or they won't actually open fire. So let's do that real quick and test out these heavy launchers. So turret, heavy launchers, switch to me. Open fire! Oh, that's what I'm talking about. See, now that's a proper weapon. Oh, they've actually got missile models coming out. Oh, and they're really laggy. Oh, they're really laggy because look at the destructive power they've got. Rebel scum! You're part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor. Take him away. Or just destroy him. This works as well. The game is flipping its shit right now. It's running a lot better than it used to, though. Oh, yeah. Let's go through the decks. All hands abandon ship. Imperial forces have entered the ship. Oh, wrecked. Take out the bridge. I think it missed. So there's like torpedoes floating off into space right now. Subsystems. So if we had that explosion script, and it's something that I do hope they eventually add to the game to make it more, well, of a game, is to have the ability to have ships just detonate. If they take too much in the way of subsystem damage, they explode. That way you don't have, well, wreckage like this all the time floating around. Maybe just a little bit of wreckage so you have some type of loot. Then it would be in the best interest of the player to disable a ship instead of outright destroy it. Notice that it's starting to float away. We've taken out all its operational systems right now. Its power is down. And looks like the torpedoes managed to impact some type of force on it, pushing it toward the planet. Eventually, it'll fall into the gravitational well of Hoth down there and burn up in the atmosphere. Actually, it'll just crash because there's no burning effect yet in Space Engineers. Coming soon, I hope. All right, guys. This was kind of a rambly, fun video. I'm just excited that I finally got, well, weapons, Star Wars weapons that I can work with for the different videos that me and the DSN crew like to do, or anybody who's looking to make Star Wars-style videos. So, well, we're still waiting for the multiplayer code. Hopefully it's coming out soon and we can all start playing on the same server together in a survival-type server, and I can get some videos out of that. That'll be a lot of fun. If you enjoyed this video, let me know. Hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. It's a lot of sci-fi gaming goodness with a side of Space Engineers. And it's basically what I do here. Modding stuff, sci-fi stuff, and then whatever kind of floats my boat with a focus on sandbox MMOs on occasion. Black Desert coming out soon. That's the one I'm going to be jumping into. Let's see how good that is, or not. All right, guys. I will see you in the next video. Later, everybody. Jump to hyperspace, past the planet.